Hi folks, hi everybody out there. My name is Dave, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the glissando or the glissandi. I hope I spell it the right way. I think this is actually an international term. Everyone knows what it is and what I'm talking about. So what I figured out through all my experience and all my years teaching is that a lot of people, they really suffer a tiny bit, or they are scared by playing a glissando. And I figured out the reason for this is that we never, the students, whomever, never take time for it to practice it, to practice this properly. And you should practice it properly. And especially I would say you should regard a glissando as an on note. It should take place between these two notes as something very important. You should put more priority on it. And once you do this and you practice it properly, you will see that you improve immediately, and the day will come where you won't even think about it, and it will be a joy to listen to you how you play the glissando. And this is what I want to give you today. I hope you will understand. Just take the violin, try out with me, use also the smartphone, record yourself to see or to listen if you do a great glissando. But now let's start with step number 1, which is if you play the glissando, if you practice it, play it always and practice always with a great sound. This is something I used to say anyway for every exercises, all the workouts, everything you do, as long as you practice at home. Because once you can do this, you will play everything piano, super piano, pianissimo with a great sound as well. But now we start. As an example, I take the very beginning of the Tchaikovsky concerto, and you know, once you come down from the beginning, there is this beginning, the start, which is like this. Mostly I hear this without any glissando, honestly. And if I hear a glissando, it's a glissando which I call a European glissando, which is actually just a shift, change finger, but it's not a real glissando, which sounds like this. The problem with this is that we slide with the beginning finger. In this case, we slide into the 4th position, and there we just slap down the finger we need to play after. And the problem is that between the landing finger and the 3rd finger, in this case, there is a huge gap. And this gap, it's really, well, it's not cool that you don't hear the glissando until the very end. You hear it a little bit and then you hear a slap. And this is why I say this is not a glissando. This is kind of a half something, but it's not the real glissando as we want to learn today. So what you should do, the Russian way, the Russian glissando, or the romantic glissando, I say, you start there and you start with the 3rd finger. So you start with the finger which is the finger you arrive. In this case, it's the 3rd finger, because I play like this. I keep on. So the 3rd finger, which is the arriving finger, I use from the very beginning. What I do is, now we go slow. That's it. And this is how you should learn and practice. You start, you can also, you can go for a lot of bowings, you can go everything on one bow. Or like this, it doesn't matter, or. And the second thing I want to say is practice both ways, always. Even the shifting and everything. Practice always the way back as well. Even if you see the spot is actually written, or a specific scale, for example. The scale is written from up to down or from down to up. But practice always the both ways. because you will figure out and your brain will remember faster and save faster everything up, because it's kind of you used your smartphone the first time you go visiting someone, you don't know where it is, and you go there, but you also go the way back home. So that's here the same. This is home, and up there, this is the place to go. But practice always the way back. And you can practice it fast, slow, different techniques, different bow techniques, whatever. This is important. I recommend at the very beginning to go super slow, with a nice vibrato and a fat sound. Because if you practice slow, you have all the time and you listen until you reach the right note, and then you are there. Pretty simple. And then you just speed up slowly, more and more. And now we come to the point, and this is step number 3, where you kind of should shorten the sliding note, which is in this case the 3rd finger, this one. Because once you play the beginning or the spot, whatever it is, in the row and including everything, or you play it within the piece from beginning to the end, of course it's not that cool to hear that starting note, because this was just for practicing reasons. But, and this is a very amazing thing, I figured out, even if you play on stage for someone and you play a little bit of this note, no one will care. But what happened is that the people really start to enjoy your glissando. So if you play it a little bit and you let it sound, it's not a big deal. Maybe you heard. And then if you can do this at the end, you will play it like this. But even this, if you recorded it and you go for slow-mo, you will hear. And then you keep on. I think this is everything you need to know how to practice it. You can practice it with entirely every spot, every glissando. It doesn't matter if it's the 4th finger. If you need to land on the 4th finger, of course you start the glissando with the 4th finger. If you need to land on the 2nd finger, whatever it is. And keep in mind, the most important thing is play with a good weight, a good soft, warm sound in the right arm. And also the finger, the sliding finger, should be really soft and fat on the string. You should really slide this thing. You should slide and take your time, enjoy the slide. And this is what is the difference, I call. The ones who play the glissando and they are scared, whatever, you hear always that they actually never put the finger properly on the string. They play something like bong, bang. Well, I hope you understood. But what you do is you play 3 fingers. 1st finger, sliding finger, all the way up with a lot of joy and fat sound, and then make a vibrato or whatever at the end, the landing finger. So actually we do have, of course, 2 notes, but we put the glissando as the 3rd important middle note, which is a slide note. This is the way I would love to give you this idea, these tips and tricks, and keep on practicing, and I'm sure you will see the difference and you will hear the difference, and hopefully in future you will have a lot of joy to play all the spots with a nice glissando. Keep on, have fun with practicing. Bye bye.